Soulbee in the house, DMS Chats, welcome to it.
Thank you for having me. I'm quite excited to be here.
It's a pleasure having you, and I'm actually a big admirer. I think you've done very well.
Thank you.
You know, I don't like the connotation that people say, as a female DJ, you've done very, very well. I always see DJs as DJs, but I think for this conference and maybe moving forward as well, we got to bring in certain things. And one of the sessions that you're on is inequality. And I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. I mean, as a female DJ, what are your experiences? What are the challenges?
Back then, before I even started DJing, I've always seen this industry as a male-dominated industry. But females like DJ Tops, they kind of paved the way for us.
Mm-hmm.
So once we got to know female DJs like them, it kind of pushed us to go for it and do what we love. And being a female DJ in this industry, it comes with challenges, and one of them being, it's always difficult because you have to work more harder to put yourself out there. I've noticed that especially men in the industry, they're always given the first choice when it comes to
preference.
Booking gigs, and no matter how much we put ourselves there, we always become the second choice, and somehow it causes a problem for us as females, because we end up sexualizing ourselves more, like too much, where we don't
becoming like a feminist, like feminist groups getting together, or female DJs getting together and stuff like that.
Exactly that, and it comes also at a point that where our outfits become more recognized than our sets, And luckily for me, I never had to go through that. I just had to work harder, push harder, make sure that my work speaks for itself. So, just pushing harder and just learning more. I always try to always, network as much as I can. Always, show face at gigs or events, especially when people that inspire me are playing, like you and Vinny. I always try to go out there, show face, and by doing that, I get to learn a lot, from you guys, and it helps me. And that way, my work it will speak for itself, and then I don't have to be seen as this female DJ, but be seen as a DJ, because music is not a gender thing. Music it's a people thing. It's universal. So why I think it shouldn't be seen as a gender thing. Your work should speak for itself.
Well, from my perspective, with the conference, we want to change that.
Yeah.
We really need to change that. I never felt that any female DJ, even from the days of Lady Lee, I think that was one of the first female DJs that I knew.
Yeah.
Even from those days, we never considered we have this female DJ that can play. I mean, what is that? People are people, and we've got to get out of it, and we have to get out of this niche. And I think as well, there needs to be prime slots. I think one good thing that you don't know yet, but you do have a prime slot at the Deep Soul Sensation event. So I'm not going to mention anything about times yet, but you'll be notified, and you do have a prime slot. And I feel most importantly, because you deserve it. You work very hard. You're great, soulful. You have that soulful touch, and a lot of other female DJs don't do that. And I'm not knocking them down. I guess it's a preference for everybody. Play what you like, but I think you've stuck to what you've liked, and you've become a master at it. And I appreciate, your sets a lot. And I think you've got a lot more confidence now. When I look at you 2 years ago, right now you kind of feel like you're on top of the world.
It's very humbling to hear, especially you saying that. It really pushes me and inspires me to work even harder. And I always tell people that it doesn't matter how long you've been in the industry. You can't say you know everything. I keep learning every time. I keep learning new things, and whatever that I see and I read, I always make sure that I practice until I'm happy with my results, That's how I do it, And, luckily for me, I have equipment at home. So every week, whenever I get a chance, I make sure I'm always on the decks, just trying to perfect my skills every time, making sure that, I learn new things, all that. So, yeah, it really helps me.
And we can see it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us on DMS Chats.